Hey Boo Crew, it's Matt Monster High here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my podcast. Episode 3. Oh my god, tiny bags, big opinions. Thank you so much for being here. And if you've tuned in for the past few weeks, couple weeks, I truly appreciate you. If you have sent me questions on Instagram, if you're engaging, you're commenting, you're sharing, all of the above, it's because of you that I'm here. Because if nobody wanted to watch me vent or talk for like, I don't know, 40 minutes, whatever it is, like I wouldn't be here. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Like I'm here because of you. I'm here because of us. I'm here because of the doll community. I'm here because of Monster High. Oh my God. Standing ovation for me. That was beautiful. That was gorgeous. But yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Matt Monster High. I'm a doll collector and podcast host, I guess. Now, question mark, ... And this is the Tiny Bags, Big Opinions, where we talk about doll drama, doll community, I don't know, topics, new drops, and Q&A. Get to know each other and yeah, and have a little fun. But if you're a recurring follower, thank you for being here. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let's talk. And obviously, grab your tiny bags, but don't forget your big opinions. In today's schedule, we're going to be talking about racism in the Monster High community especially, but obviously doll community umbrella, but Monster High is my thing. Monster High is what I know about and what I stand up for, and we have a lot to unpack here, and this is a very delicate topic. So if you're a person that doesn't really like sensitive topics, this might not be the episode for you. I will let you know that I always stand on the right side of history and the right side of things. That's all I'm gonna say. But first things first, the first little bit we're gonna talk about the new drop coming up this week. Second bit, we're going to talk about racism in the Monster High community and the doll community in general. And the third bit, I'm going to do a little Q&A moment to answer to all the questions you guys sent. Well, look what we got here. Mine literally just came this week. I haven't even posted them on my actual like page, but honestly, I get the hype. These dolls are really, really pretty, really, really detailed. I love them. I obviously don't have the first ones, but I'm really happy with these. I wouldn't trade them for anything. Like, they are so gorgeous. But you know, I'm a big fan of the movie itself. I love The Shining. I love Stephen King. So it wasn't really hard for me to like them anyways, because I have somewhat an attachment to the movies, which is my next topic, because Edward Scissorhands is coming out on the 4th. So if you're watching this on Wednesday, it's coming out tomorrow, December 4th. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna get them. Her, he, they, she, her, they, don't know their pronouns. They gender band, so her, I guess. We'll never know. But I don't think I'm gonna get her. I think I'm gonna pass. Like, and I was very adamant about like getting her at first. I was like, I love the face, yada yada. Do I really need her? We'll find out. I might change my mind. I might get it, because that's something. Oh, that's a good topic, like changing your mind, because we do that a lot in the doll community as collectors, because maybe we'll like, we're going to be so excited about a drop, and then we're going to be like, actually, I don't need it. I'm going to pass on it, which is completely fine as well. No one's keeping tabs. I'm not keeping tabs. But after like seeing real life photos of her, because apparently some people already got her for some reason, I don't know, like, and they were posting, she's not that pretty even. Like, not that she wasn't to begin with, but like, I don't think she's that good of a doll. And I think it's like unanimous-ish. Like, I feel like most people, let me know in the comments, but like, I feel like most people don't like her. So we already talked about her in the other episode, but I'm not going to get into it again. But again, I just wanted to bring it up because she's coming out this week, and haven't made up my mind yet. Like, I kind of did, because I'm like, $70 plus shipping. I would much rather buy a different doll. A doll that I actually want, because it makes no sense for me to just keep up. I'm not a completionist myself when it comes to collectors. So I might start just getting collectors that I actually care about, like movies that I actually care about, because essentially these dolls are collaborations. If you're a completionist and you like to get them all, like, good for you. Like, no shame, no worries, no nothing. I do that to Generation 3. I collect every single Generation 3 doll that comes out. Like, I'm a completionist. But when it comes to Monster High Generation 1, the only dolls I actually completed are like my Twyla dolls. I have every single Twyla. Rochelle. Rochelle's one of my favorites. I have every single Rochelle doll that's ever come out for Generation 1. Frankie, I'm always like buying new Frankie dolls. Draculaura, like some characters I'm like, yeah, I'll like buy as many as I can, but like this collector line's not one of them that I'm like, I want to have every single, no, I want to have the ones that I like. So why am I buying these dolls that I might not even like just because? Like it kind of doesn't really make sense to me. So I might pass on her. Anyways, I said all that just to say I might pass on her. Let me know in the comments if you guys are going to get her. Again, I can still change my mind. But as of right now, if you ask me today, are you going to get her? No, I'll pass. And I think I'll be fine. Especially because like the Frankie Barbie, $70. I bought 2. Sorry, but Frankie's my favorite. So like I need to leave one out in box and keep one out of box. But anyways, that's where I'm at. Not much there besides this going on. The Bratzies, oh my god, the Bratzies, Labubus, whatever. It's like you either love them or hate them. Like I feel like a lot of people love them, but I really want to get them. I just don't like the fact that they're blind boxes. I get it. It's the appeal. It's like, you know, like Labubus and whatever, but like Bratz, come on, you're not Labubu. Just give us the dolls. Like let's buy the dolls like for what they are. Like, you know, I want to know which ones I'm getting because I want them all. And like, they're $30. Sorry, they are $30. They're the price of like a regular like Monster High doll, Bratz doll, like play line. Like I'd much rather spend that money on those dolls. Like they're the new Monster High Generation 3 Self-Scare Day line with Draculaura, Abby, and Venus. I haven't even gotten one of those yet because they're okay, but like I'm still gonna get them because I collect Monster High Generation 3 avidly, and I have every single one that's ever come out, so I'm not going to break the chain, but I'd rather get those than the Bratzies because at least I know what I'm getting and they're cheaper. So anyways, love them, obsessed, definitely want to get them. Don't like the fact that you can't really choose. And then watch people watch resellers sell Phoebe and Roxy for God knows how much money because they're surprise ones. They're like the mystery ones. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. I love Bratz, so I definitely want them, but I don't like the gimmick. Also, my Bratz are staring at me right now being like, bitch, you don't even like talk to us anymore. Sorry, Bratz. Monster High takes all my energy and all of my life, and that's my priority. Anyways, so that's what we have going on. Not much there for drops, releases anyways, but I'm going to take a little water break, and next we're going to talk about racism in the Monster High community, especially in the doll community, especially the Monster High community. Okay, bear with me. Let's go spill some tea. And we're so back. Let me tell you something. I'm very passionate about the next topic that we're going to talk about, but racism in the Monster High community. I have a somewhat viral-ish video on that on my shorts reels. Okay, so let's get started here. First of all, it's going to be one of those episodes that I'm going to be like all over the place and like so pissed. But what are we doing? First of all, if you're watching me and you know that you're a racist, or assume or you have suspicions that you may or may not be racist because you have some intrusive thoughts, first of all, get better. Do better. We can all grow. We can all learn. I'm a firm believer that if you want, that's something that, you know, was constructed upon you, or is that even a thing? Like that you were raised on, because maybe something you hear at home, or like maybe your parents are super racist, so like you think it's okay, or I don't know, I don't want to get into it. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just saying, whatever the case may be, if you're a racist, there's always a way to deconstruct that if you're willing to do so. I'm never gonna say get out of here forever, and like, no, I will say get out of here. Go learn, because I'm not a teacher. I'm not a psychiatrist. Go learn, and then you come back, and then we can talk. But as of right now, I'm going to give you some facts. Work on that. Now, most people will just get defensive. Again, I will say this every time, okay? Listen to me real nice right now, okay? Open your ears. Ready? Racism is not an opinion. That is not, well, that's my opinion. That is not an opinion. Human rights are not opinions. LGBTQIA plus rights are not an opinion. Trans rights, not an opinion. Racism, not an opinion. Xenophobia, not an opinion. That's not an opinion. If you act like you're right when you're talking about race, I will cut you off and I will be rude to you because I'm nice all the time. I'm nice. Am I or am I not? I respond to everybody. I'm kind to everybody. But if you're ignorant and you're a bigot, I will not be nice to you. I don't have to be nice to you. There are two things in this world that I am not, and one of them is obligated. I'm not obligated to be nice to you when you're a bigot. You're a racist. I will treat you like you're treating other people. I will treat you like you're looking at somebody who you think is less than because of the color of their skin, their culture, their like ethnicity. It's like racism is not just against black people, by the way. Anything that isn't considered white, you're racist. And no, there is no such thing as reversed racism, because I have a lot of people are like, well, but black people or like people of color are racist towards white people. That's not a thing, because white people were never criminalized, marginalized, or discriminated against because of the color of their skin. People of color, mostly black people, some people will look at them and treat them poorly because of the color of their skin. That doesn't happen to white people. And if black people do that to white people, that's not racism, because those people are attacking them constantly. They don't owe you shit. White people were never enslaved because of the color of their skin. No, don't get me started. Reverse racism is one of the stupidest things. On that note, not every white person is bad. Not every black person of color is good. But people of color, especially black people, have always been marginalized and criminalized and dehumanized because of the color of their skin. That's not a thing for white people. The other way around, it's like, no, they're just being rude. They're not racist. They're just being rude to a white person. You'll live. You'll survive. You'll survive. Now, Matt, why did you say all that, and how does that tie into? Great question. Great question. Because look what I'm surrounded by. Monster High dolls, right? I had to listen to or read a bunch of comments of stupid people saying that Claudine isn't black. One moment of silence. What in your goddamn mind makes you look at Claudine and be like, she's not black? It's just the color of her fur. She's like, what? You're so stupid, and you are so not a Monster High fan, because you should know that Claudine shaves. What you see is her skin, not her fur. Have you ever read any of the diaries? I kid you not, you're probably not even that invested if you don't know that Claudine shaves. That's the color of her skin. Claudia, her sister, her brother, also, like, just look at them. You don't even have to look at it. You can see a black and white photo of them. You can tell they are black coded, because every Monster High character is inspired by and represents a culture, race, ethnicity. That's literally why Monster High was created, to be diverse, inclusive, and show kids that they can be of any color, why did you think they picked monsters out of everything? People are like, can we just look at them? They're just monsters. They're not even people. That's literally the whole plot anyways. If you didn't know, have you ever watched any of the Monster High movies? Because I think you have not. Have you watched Ghouls Rule, where they're literally trying to be celebrated because they're different? Frankie's always looking for her heritage. Frankie wants to know where she comes from, and like, because they're having presentations like Cleo's literally, are you going to look at Cleo and be like, yeah, she's not Egyptian. She's not, that's literally an ethnicity. She's Egyptian. And the same people will say, well, why is Laguna in Generation 3 pink? And why is she Latina? She's actually blue and she's Australian. I thought you didn't see race. You literally said, I don't see race. These are just monsters. But it works in your favor when it's reversed. So if it's to explain someone that's close to their whiteness, it works. But then Claudine is not black. She's just a monster. But then why are you saying that Laguna's Australian? Are you going to look at Jennifer Long and be like, yeah, look at Jennifer Long. She's Australian. No, she's literally a Chinese dragon. They literally have the exchange student program lines. Dracula should be European, not Asian. Why is she Asian in Generation 3? Well, the same person that's saying that is saying Claudine isn't black. Or they'll literally say that Cleo Denial is white. Get a grip and make up your mind, because your battles are literally everywhere. Because you cannot tell me, why is Dracula Asian, when you're literally saying, Why is Laguna Blue should be Australian and blue? And there is literally nothing you can say to that, because you only backfire when it comes to people of color being represented. Because when it's majority white people, and I know Australians, Aussies have their natives as well, which a lot of people like their headcanon, like Laguna Generation 1 represents that, the tribes and whatnot. Amazing. Love that theory. Love that point of view. But that's not usually the case. People associate her with just like a white Aussie. But then now she's Latina and she's pink. That's not okay. But then to me, that's not even the worst part. The worst part is looking at Claudine, Generation 1, and saying she's just a wolf. Also, she shaves. That's her skin. If you didn't know, there you go. I'm telling you. But yeah, if you say Rochelle is French and Laguna is Australian and Draculaura is European, then you do see race. You do see color. But you choose not to when you think it's convenient and when you think it's gonna fit your racist agenda. Call me woke, call me whatever you want, because Monster High is woke and has always been woke. If you are against woke culture, why you're even here? Go enjoy something else. Go enjoy, I don't know, Pokemon. I mean, you're welcome to join us if you're gonna open up your mind, because Monster High donates literally every year to LGBTQIA plus organizations. They have that all over their page on Mattel. Get a grip. If you're against woke culture, let me tell you something, Monster High doesn't like you. You can like Monster High. Monster High does not like you. And I've had people are like, well, but it's about inclusivity. That doesn't really work when you are trying to oppress people from the community. Okay? You are literally the villains in Monster High, not the heroes. So I think that's literally one of the biggest points for me. The fact that Monster High is about be yourself, be unique, be a monster. Again, that doesn't apply to bigots, because no, you're just like, that's not free speech, that's hate speech. And there's no hate place in Monster High. And no, people who call you out are not being hateful. They're just being realistic. You're the one that's being a bigot. You're the one that's being a racist. You are the bad guy, not the good guy. You are the exception to the rule. Monster High is for people like me, for people that are marginalized, and for allies. If you're white and you're an ally, amazing. We love you. You belong in Monster High. It's not white people that don't belong in Monster High. It's bigots, racists, transphobes, homophobes. You don't belong in Monster High. We don't have any issues with white people. We have issues with bigots. Whew, that was quite a lot. But I will say, I will never, ever, ever let people like that get away with. You might somewhere else, not on my page. I'll either block you, delete your comment, or roast you, but first I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, because there's no place for you here. And there's nothing you can say to defend yourself from racism. I'm not going to get into the whole blackface situation. I already talked about it on my shorts when I posted them a while ago. But again, if you're dressing up as Claudine, I'm just going to say this. If you're white and you're dressing up as Claudine, there's no need to paint yourself brown. You can be beautiful, white, fair, light skin, dress up like Claudine. You're going to look amazing. And no, that's not whitewashing. You're not photoshopping Claudine to look white. You're just paying an homage to Claudine. So that's how I see it. Again, you do you, but in my opinion, if you're white, you're more than welcome to cosplay Claudine or any other black characters, as long as you're not painting yourself black. I think that should go without saying. And people will know you're Claudine regardless. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you think about this one topic. Of course, there's way more we can talk about, but short amount of time, and I just wanted to give you my peace of mind and why I think racist doll collectors don't belong in Monster High. I'm going to take a little water break, and when I come back, I'm going to answer to some of your questions. Always very excited. And we are so back. I have your questions here on my iPad, and I'm going to be answering all your questions. Again, if you ever want to ask me any questions, you have to follow me on Instagram and post them on my question box when I do it once a week. But let's go ahead. I'm so excited. I will say, if you ever want to leave me a question and you don't want me to mention your name or your username, just leave some star signs at the end and I will leave that out. First question from Allegheny XOXO. When did you start collecting Monster High? It's going to be 2 years on my birthday. I know, it's only been 2 years. That's crazy. And I know it's on my birthday because my friends Betty and Mars for my birthday a couple of years ago gave me Dracula Core 1 Generation 3. And that's how my obsession started. And so, yeah, I'll never forget that. It was literally on my birthday, December 13th. And I was born on a Friday the 13th. That's such a cool fact about me that a lot of people don't know. I was meant for Monster High. I was literally born on a Friday the 13th. Anyways, amazing. And that's when I started collecting Monster High as well. Tofu in a box, bestie. Have you ever tried to make any doll clothes? Yes. And I kind of did an okay job. I have a sewing machine and everything. Like, I sew. Like, I'm not a seamstress, but like, so I made a custom doll for my friend one time just for funsies. And I made an outfit from scratch. And it was pretty okay. Not something I'll get into, like, ever. But it was cool experimenting. Crimson Ghost King, bestie, thank you. What doll would you say was the most difficult for you to find or get? I will say it was Haunted Rochelle. And it's funny because that was a mass-produced doll back in the day, but I don't know, like she was so hard to find, especially for a good price. I bought mine from Australia last year. I literally imported her and she was complete. But it was her and I love that doll. Love. Megan Dolls, bestie. What's the hardest thing you've had to deal with as a content creator? I mean, dealing with like stupid people. Like, some people are just, and I don't mean like people that are asking questions or anything. I mean like people that are ignorant, like bigots, you know, like racist, or like people that will say the most out of hand thing and they'll think it's fine and they think they're actually like eating, and I'm like, no, you're not. Shut the like, no. So I would say those kind of people, and like also people that like to ride on your back for clout. I don't like that. Scarily_beautiful doll. I love your Laguna profile picture. Which dolls do you recommend I get for Wave 4 Creepo next year? All of them. They're some of my favorite dolls. I have the OG ones. Obsessed. Rochelle, at least Rochelle, Venus, and Rebecca. Those three are a must. Definitely get them. Silty bestie. Hi baby. What part of creating content do you enjoy the most and least, and why? Any type of content, podcasts, posts, reels, stories that I enjoy most and least. Most, I think I've been loving the podcast. I don't know. I love doing this, and I think you guys can tell, like, I put so much work and I love this. And let me tell you something, it's a lot of work. It takes me hours to edit. It takes me at least an hour and a half to film it. It's a lot of work, and then promoting it. And so please, if you're watching this, if you made it this far into the episode, keep watching, keep sharing, keep hyping me up, because I deserve it. It's a lot of work. And I asked you guys on my Instagram the other day, like, oh, do you guys want to do it like every other week, or like, you guys know, weekly? I'm like, then watch it. Then catch up. I don't care. You catch up. So I love my podcast. It's been so much fun. And I think the least has been like unboxing videos, just because I feel like everyone's doing it. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But I'm like, I'm posting a doll that everybody has seen. And I know that some people follow me because they want to know my opinion. So they're watching my unboxing for my opinion and not just to see the doll, because they already saw the doll. But like, so I feel like some videos are just like, I mean, let me show you this doll. Like, she's really cool and I'll tell you what I think about her. But like, everyone else is doing that. So I feel like it's kind of like, sometimes it doesn't have the same meaning, but it's still cool. It's just like the bottom of my favorite like list. Amazing question. PRVR for Huya. Have you ever tried thrifting, going to the flea market for dolls that are a lot of good deals? I have, and I have bought a couple dolls when thrifting, but like the stores near me just suck. Where I live, it sucks, but I try. Cinnamon, would you consider showing your whole collection? Because I wouldn't mind watching a 1 to 2 hour video. Don't tempt me, because I would do that. I would do something like that. I'd be like hours talking about my dolls, like just like showing like one by one or like line by line and telling something about it. Like, don't even get me started, because I would totally do something like that and I would be insufferable. Just saying. Nephra Noir, bestie, I love you so much. Do you prefer the Bratz community or Monster High community? That depends. I feel like the Bratz community can be a little more grown up in terms of like, they're very petty. I will say that. But in general, they're a little less racist and a little more. I will say there are less bigots that are Bratz fans than Monster High, which baffles me. Not that it should be the other way around, because it shouldn't be at all. But like, if anything, why is Monster High, out of all doll brands, the most controversial one, where most of the fan base is like racist, homophobic, transphobic, because they are, especially Generation 1 purists. And I will say, as someone who stands the heck out of Generation 1, love Generation 1, I cannot stand Generation 1 purists. So I will say, oftentimes, I prefer the Bratz community better than Monster High. Baba Gachi, baby. If you could be super famous for one talent or one thing, what would it be? Love you. I think I would love, like, I pursued music for so long, my whole life. I think I would love to be just like a pop star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do that for a living and be successful at it and super famous, like being in movies, like I don't know, like a Hollywood, like when you think of a Hollywood star like that has everything. Ariana Grande, there you go. I would be like Ariana Grande if I could, but not for everybody. So I'll be an influencer if you guys let me. Carly Suma, oh hi bestie. Who's your favorite unconventional Monster High doll? I don't even know what it means. Like one that nobody really like talks about. Like, I will say a character because I have a lot of her dolls. Operetta, she's in my top 5, and I think she's unconventional because not a lot of people like her. So Operetta in general. Autumn Callum, my baby, I love your profile picture every time with your Draculaura, and you're dressed as Draculaura. Love that. And the question is, which Draculaura G1 doll is your favorite? My Hunt Couture. Oh, she's over there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Hunt Couture Draculaura, and for spiritual reasons, I need to tell that story. Maybe I should tell it right now. Should I tell it right now? Because I keep saying like, oh, I need to tell that story. I need to tell that story. I'll tell that story right now. So let me put my iPad down for a second. You're not gonna believe this. That's how I found out that I was supposed to be a Monster High superstar and a Monster High ambassador, influencer, whatever you want to call me. When I was collecting, I was obsessed mostly with Draculaura at first. And then when I got into Monster High, that's a cool, funny story. When I got into Monster High and the characters and watching the movies and the lore, I realized I was like a Frankie stan, and Frankie was my number 1 favorite and not Draculaura, which baffles me. Draculaura is still in my top 3, but like it baffles me because like Draculaura was the reason why I fell in love with Monster High, because I love pink and I love like vampires and stuff. But anyways, I was like, oh, I want to buy Draculaura Hunt Couture, but she's so expensive. So I'm just going to buy Frankie anyways, because first of all, Frankie's my favorite and I'll love the doll anyways. So I buy her off of eBay. The seller was not selling anything else besides Frankie. That's the only Monster High doll that seller was selling. And I bought her, and she was like $120, $130 with shipping. Not bad. $130, like still scalping, but whatever. For Hunt Couture, brand new in box. So anyways, I ordered her and I was so happy. I get home from work and the package was here. I open the box and I'm like, why is it pink? What? Why is it pink? Did they scam me? Did they have like Frankie inside of Draculaura's box? And then I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. It was Draculaura's box, and I was like, maybe they just shoved Frankie in there and she's actually out of box or whatever. I was expecting the worst. I opened the box and it was Draculaura. Brand new in box. A $600 doll. I paid $130. And that was a sign from the universe that I must go on and I must continue and I must preach the word of Monster High to the world because I could not believe my eyes. And that's it. And that's why I love that doll above all dolls for spiritual reasons. Always, that Draculaura symbolizes my journey with Monster High as being a content creator for Monster High, an ambassador for Monster High. And thanks to her, I am at Monster High. I was already at Monster High, but like that was kind of like a confirmation. Because back then I was kind of like, I don't know, it's like, whatever. And that was what lit that fire. And then I messaged the seller and I was like, hey, do you, I don't think this is the right doll. They never answered. So I got to keep her. Anyways, that's my story. And that's why Draculaura Haute Couture will always be number one in my dolls of all dolls, even though, you know, she's not my top number one favorite. Rita RJ, what calico critters are your favorite? Oh my God. My favorite calico critters are the Flora rabbits. I have the whole family and I love it. And I think they're so cute. They're giving like Easter, like kind of like cozy vibes. I love them. I love them so much. Great question. Shannon, if you could live through the eyes of any ghoul, who would you choose? Frankie. Just because I want to be like so naive again, because the world has ruined me and I wish I could see everything through Frankie's eyes. Yeah. Cassandra Goetz. If you had to re-raise one Monster High character as if they never existed, wow, who would it be? Honestly, though, I'm not even gonna lie. Toralei. Oh my God, that was personal. That was really personal. Fiona Nevra. If you attended Monster High, what type of monster would you be? I think I would be a boogie monster. Because I would use my powers to hide in the shadows and like get the latest gossip because I love me some gossip. Mr. 13 Wishes. What is your top 3 favorite Monster High movies in Generation 1? Okay, Scary City of Frights. 13 Wishes. God, no. This hurts. I can't choose just 3. Ghouls Rule. I can't choose just 3, but Ghouls Rule, Scaries, and 13 Wishes. Gozar Tondro, I don't have a question. I just want to say I love your vibe and energy. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you. Felipe Schaefer. Oh my God, I love those Playmobil dolls. And that inspired me to ask, which Monster High collab is your favorite? I would say my favorite Monster High collab, I think it's probably the Playmobil and the Loungefly. I love my Loungefly bags, my Monster High Loungefly bags. Beautiful. I don't even like wear them out because I don't want to like ruin them. But yeah, I would say Loungefly, Playmobil. Love. Obsessed. And the smallest Monster High, smallest in the world. So cute. Wyrelli, what's something you dislike about dolls? The doll collectors. Period. Not all of them. Some of them. No. Now, I feel like I need to answer your question seriously. I don't like when they don't have articulation. They have polypropylene hair and they have pixelated faces. There you go. But most of all, polypropylene hair. That's the bane of my existence. Oh my gosh. Gamma Ray 18, I love you. Who are your favorite Monster High characters? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to give you my top 5, right? Ready? Frankenstein, Draculaura, Twyla Boogeyman, Rochelle Goyle, and Operetta. That's my top 5 favorite Monster High characters. Colts member, what gender band do you think would eat like male drag or female girl or female gill, etc.? Oh, with the Monster High characters themselves. That's actually a great question. I'm so biased, but Frankie. I know Frankie's non-binary in Generation 3, but like because we have a female Frankie, a non-binary Frankie, what if we had a male Frankie? Just saying. I think that would be great. Jasmine Lee. What would you say is the biggest problem in the doll collecting community? I think bigots in general. Yeah, 100%. Because, like, we're adults collecting dolls. How are you a bigot? Like, that doesn't really add up. But then Jasmine Lee also asked, what's something you wish you could see more of in the doll community? More empathy and people who are more like, let's use our brains a little bit more. Let's actually use our thinking minds. Colts member actually sent me a bunch of questions too. Let's go through them. Dream blunt rotation from the Monster High universe. 4 characters plus you. Wait, I just realized what you asked, and I'm like, oh, wait. It took me like 2 seconds. Okay, I would say Frankie, Draculaura, and Twyla. Oh, 4 characters. Frankie, Draculaura, Twyla. Frankie, Draculaura, Twyla, and Laguna. I think it would be hilarious. And then Colts member also asked, if you could get a fancy set of nails inspired by a Monster High character, who would you pick? I would say Draculaura. Hands down, hands down. And then if you could have your own verse of any Monster High Ghoul's purse, version of any Ghoul's purse, which would it be? I do have them. I have Draculaura's bags, but I think I would get Frankie for sure. Give me some Frankie inspired bags, like with lightning bolts and like silver, and yeah, I would love that. Then Pilar Montero also asked some questions, plural. Love you. I love you so much as well. What's the most sustainable doll line you know of? Are there any made of recycled plastic? Not that I know of. We should find out. I don't know of any. And then, do you think combining a doll with a video game could ever work? By doing achievements in the game, you'd unlock real world outfits and accessories for your doll. Is that a crazy idea? I think there is that game. Not in real life, though, obviously. Oh, you said like real world outfits. That would be amazing. But the Bratz video game kind of does that. Like you play the game and then you unlock like new outfits and makeup and stuff. I love that game. And then I hardly know her ex. Your favorite and least favorite thing about the doll community? My favorite thing is this, right? Like gathering with people and talking about dolls, like people that you actually love and care about and connect with. And my least favorite thing is dealing with bigots, because again, there's no place for them here. I keep saying that there's no place for you if you're a bigot. Go learn, go evolve, and then you come back and then we can talk. The Darling Pony. Hi, bestie. Favorite Monster High movie? I think my favorite Monster High movie is Scaris, City of Frights. But I will say lately, like, it's been changing because I literally watch Monster High movies all the time. Like, it really changes depending on the day. But, like, overall, mostly Scaris is my favorite. Dolly's Nelly. What are your thoughts on Moonspell High? If you heard of it, I'm so excited. I have heard of it, not much, didn't really get into it, but like it sounds amazing and I can't wait to see the concept, since it's going to be like the moon, the sun, the star, whatever, planets, whatever it is. Like, so here for it. I'm so here for it. We definitely need something new and fresh. I don't need another thing to add to my repertoire because I'm already obsessed with Monster High. And I already like kind of collect Bratz, so I don't need something else to add to my list, but kind of excited. And then they also asked, is there a Monster High doll that is widely disliked, but you love it anyway? And if yes, which one? Excuse me, but I must say, I'm insufferable when it comes to Frankie, but Frankie in general. Frankie gets so much hate. People like don't like Frankie dolls as much. Like, it's tough when someone's like, yeah, I actually love like Frankie dolls. Like, so yeah. Lavender Luna 57. Do you think Frankie looks good in red and Draculaura in yellow? Yes. So I will say for Draculaura, I like it when Draculaura is like mostly pink and then with hints of yellow, or like just equally like yellow and pink. If it's more yellow than pink, like no. And for Frankie, I love red. One example I got, like Sweet Screams Frankie, for example, I'm like, heck yes, you work. I think it really, really works. Last question is by Monster High _collections. Been loving the last 2 episodes. Oh, thank you. Apart from collecting, do you have any other hobbies? That's so sweet. I do. I like, I make music. I draw. I love reading sometimes, playing video games. I have a lot of hobbies, but like nothing that I do as crazy as my dolls. I feel like my dolls are the number one hobby like in my life. And then when I need a little break from my dolls, then I'll go do like other things. But in general, yes, my dolls. And that is it. Well, thank you so much, you guys. I hope you liked this episode. This was so much fun as usual. Obviously, this is only episode 3, but I appreciate the support. Keep supporting me, liking, commenting, sharing, because it really matters. You might not think that it matters, but it does, and it goes a long way. And I'm so grateful because this is so much work, but I do it like from the bottom of my heart because I live to entertain. I love entertaining you guys, but I also love talking about dolls, especially Monster High. So anyways, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, follow me on all social media, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. And I'll see you next week for episode 4. Wow. Bye.